Hello and welcome to Nick's Maths. Week 6, Term 3, Lesson 23, Multiplication, the Basic Facts. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been looking at multiplication and division. And the elephant in the room, if you like, is the fact that we need to learn our times tables. Now, it's not good enough just to learn your times tables through rote or memorizing or simply as repeated addition. We need to work out strategies where we're using thinking a lot more deeper and that we understand the relationship between the different multiplication facts. Now, yesterday, we examined the times tables from 1 to 12, and we discovered there was 144 facts for us to learn. Now, once we'd gone through those facts, we discovered that 120 we could learn quite easily, and a lot of them were repeating themselves. For example, 4 times 6 is 6 times 4. So then we decided to learn the 24 that were harder, and we found patterns in those as well. Some of them were square numbers, some of them we discovered through distributive thinking, breaking them down, and we learned different strategies to consolidate the times tables. So I believe that this powerful thinking strategy that children have the capacity to do is something that we need to develop. And I believe that they also like to have power over their own mathematical thinking. So I can go through the times tables rote and show them tricks and ways to do it, but it's the things that resonate with the individual that are the most important. So today, our learning task, we are learning to use grids to help us with our basic multiplication facts. And this is an activity-based maths class. And our success criteria, we can represent a multiplication problem as an array. We understand what commutative means in relation to multiplication, and we understand how to construct and interpret a grid. Difficulties that we might come across. A student may count using their fingers rather than using appropriate thinking strategies. Students may learn their times tables in a rote fashion and find it difficult to operate outside of this thinking. And there might be confusion around multiplication and addition. Often, sometimes we'll say 3 times 2 and students will go 5, whereas that's 3 plus 2. Equipment, you will need a pencil, a rubber, a ruler, really important. Sheets of plain paper would be good, or gridded paper would be good as well. Textures or coloured pencils, that would be great as well. The language that we're using today, commutative, to move around or travel, or in our terms, just to change things around but get the same product or outcome. An array, an arrangement of objects or numbers in columns or rows. A fact, the truth. Multiplication, the process or skill of multiplying. Division, splitting a quantity into smaller groups. Product, the answer. And a grid. Well, we all know what a grid is. It's lines going vertically and horizontally on a piece of A4 or A3, or it could be A100 sheet size paper. I don't know. So the instructions, watch my video, and if you have any difficulties, just pause and rewind my video that's attached, and I'm going to show you what we're doing today. Then go to the attached video, and that shows you the outcome of one of the activities you could do. The other one we're going to do in class. Because today we're going to construct a times table grid to help us retain our basic facts. So when we're learning multiplication, we go through lots of different ways and lots of different things to do it. Now, I've shown you how to learn your 4 times table, and I've shown you how to do your 7 times table, and I've shown you a trick to learn your 3 times table. What about your 8 times table? That's a hard one. So on a piece of paper, I want you to draw the numbers 0 to 8. But when you get to 4, pretend you've got a stutter and write it twice. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I want you to start at 8 at the bottom, and I want you to count up. So we go 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then we start again. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. And what we come up with is the 8 times table. And I will show that to you. 1 times 8 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 8 is 32. 5 times 8 is 40. 6 times 8 is 48. And your little grid should be looking like this. 7 times 8 is 56. 8 times 8 is 64. 9 times 8 is 72. And 10 times 8 is 80. And that's a quick way of learning our 8 times tables. But today we're looking at creating a grid to help us with our multiplication. And I've done one here. And this is my grid. It's 11 by 11. And if you want to construct this before we do the class, that would be helpful. So as you can see, I've done 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way through to 10. And I've used color to help me retain the different multiplication times tables. There it is. So that's what we're going to try and do today. Then, if you're feeling that one's a bit difficult, we're going to try the Chinese times table chart. And this looks interesting. It looks like half the square. And the reason it looks like half is because of the commutative property of times tables. So like I said, 6 times 3 is 18. Therefore, 3 times 6 is 18. And they just don't write the other half because they've already got it in their times tables. And that's a good way to learn it. So we're going to do those activities today. You're going to watch the attached video if you want to do the full grid. And in class, we're going to do the half grid or the Chinese grid. Now you can ask yourself these questions. Do you understand your basic facts? Can you see patterns? Explain. What did you learn as a mathematician? How do you know your understanding is correct? Can you tell me about that? What are some of the difficulties that you faced? Now, we're going to be using a ruler and a pencil, and I know a lot of people have difficulty using a ruler. So you can write that down as one of the difficulties, but the better we get at using the ruler, the better we get at understanding our maths. Right, once you finish that, you can send me a picture on the Compass Learning task, or you can upload it as a JPEG or attach it as a Word document. Thank you so much. It'd be great if you could look at this before we do our lesson, but if you don't, that's okay too. Just come prepared. A ruler, a rubber, a pencil, some coloured textures or pencils, and I'll see you tomorrow. All the best. Keep on mathemating. Regards. Goodbye.